Hi, and welcome to another episode of Being Surreal. So, 2020 was kind of bad year for a lot of people. Sad news poured in from everywhere, and a lot of people, including famous celebrities, were dying, and that itself is very shocking to us. Um, and people really had bad time. Like, we were quarantined or in our home for months. We couldn't go out and meet our friends, or our loved ones, and that is a really sad thing in itself. So it was kind of bad year in. And in this episode, I would really talk about people and negativity. So people in general tend to look at most of the things negatively, like we are pessimists or something. Like, a lot of people are pessimists. We mostly see negative things in all, and positivity is something you learn on your own. So like, most of the people see the glass as half empty, and they focus on negative part more, and this results in more, you can say, sadness to them, like them being more sad. And like I have noticed this, that whenever you log into some social media platform, and the like you will find a lot of self derogatory jokes, and sad quotes and sad posts, self derogatory jokes, as in people saying how I'm a failure and my future is not bright, and stuff like this, and sad quotes about how people crying over their broken heart, and a lot of people acting depressed, um, uh, like, acting depressed, and bit emphasis on acting, because a lot of people aren't really depressed, but they think they are depressed. One of the reason being, they're really confused between what depressed and sad means. Like, kid, you are not depressed if someone scolded you. That's not depression. You may be sad, but that's not depression. And other reason is, a lot of people think that it's cool to be depressed. This thing is like a circle. So okay, so you can't really pinpoint it, what's the start, but it's like, there are people pretending to be sad on internet, and a lot they get a lot of likes. So other people think that it's cool to be depressed, so they act depressed too, and this makes more people think that depression is cool, and this also results in making a lot of, like this also results people in making a lot of depressed jokes and all. Like, uh, uh, one of the most common jokes are self-derogatory jokes, and that is not what you really want to do. Like, uh, see, the thing with brain is, our brain, like, at a certain part, it can't really distinguish between what's a joke and what's the truth. So if you keep repeating, like keep feeding your subconscious mind lies, then it will start believing that the lies are truth. So every time you make a self-derogatory joke at yourself, that like, for example, you just say, ha ha ha, my life is failure, I can't really do stuff, I am such a disgrace to my family. That were the things that came on top of my mind. Mm, so just said that. And so yeah, so if you tell yourself these jokes, eventually your mind would start believing them, and that would affect you, as in your mental health and even your body language. Like if you tell yourself if you tell yourself that you are dumb, and you are not really good worth, then you would start acting inferior in front of others. And a lot of people make self-derogatory jokes like it's cool. Like I get humor, like to a certain extent it's somewhat funny, but cracking self-derogatory jokes every time is not a good thing. And like uh, people people like to see negativity in most of the thing. They like I have personally observed this, not really facts but just my observation, that people, like most people have this want this sense of belonging. So because of this, they they try to imitate others. They would follow like sheep what everyone else is doing. So if majority of people are making self-derogatory jokes and acting depressed, they would act like that too. And that is pretty sad thing in itself. Like just to get accepted, you are acting depressed. uh, like that's really shocking. um, and this also reminded me that like I have noticed, like people do say that I am depressed and all, but like if you are depressed, dude, you should like trying to heal yourself. Like try to get out of depression. And like if you say this to someone, that you should try to get better, cure your depression, to someone who is depressed, their first reaction is that it's not as easy as you say. Like of course dude, it's not easy, but you have to work. You can't be like you can't be depressed and just keep on saying damn it I'm depressed, damn it I'm depressed, and expect to get out of depression yourself. You have to work for it. It's not easy, but you have to work for it. You can't really come out in just a day. It's a long process. It's an illness too. You can't be ill. People spend a lot of time writing posts how depression is an illness, is an illness. And of course it is, and you should try to cure it, not keep on ranting about how you are depressed and how you are depressed. People really need to look positively to some things. Like 2020 was a bad year, but to some extent it was really great for me. Like it made me do things that I wouldn't have done in first place. Like I wouldn't have done them if the situation didn't made me do it. But at that moment I was like I was like, why I'm not doing this? I shouldn't be doing this. But as of now, when I have like passed that stage, and now that I look back, I think I did the right thing, and I have really improved. Like I have really improved. Because of this mm, because of this coronavirus, I haven't eaten fast food, and that has really improved my health. Usually I would get sick around when the weather changes from winter to summer, and summer to winter. That was really fixed. Like I would get sick at least 2 times per year. Like it may sound like a joke, but it's true. Like weather change is, I would always fall sick, headaches and flu. But this time during lockdown, I didn't fall sick because I was eating fast food, and I was like maintaining my health because I was exercising. So that I didn't fall sick, and I'm like, that's a good thing. I wouldn't have really learned it if I didn't go through lockdown. I would earlier I used to blame like weather. I would say this is a weather thing. I don't have any control over it. But now that I know it was not a weather thing, it was my body thing. So I didn't eat fast food, and I had a healthy body and healthy food, so I didn't fall sick. So exactly like that, there are a lot of positive things hidden in like negative things. I really want people to look at like life positively. Like this just reminded me of one of the most famous kind of depressing jokes. Uh, that's like, I didn't ask to be born and shit like that. Like when I read, I get really baffled when I read those jokes. I'm like, dude, that's so sick. Like I don't know if you guys know or not, but some Indian guy like filed a case on his parents on, like, the case was that he didn't ask to be born. He didn't ask to be born, but he was born, and it's his parents' fault, and that's the reason he filed a case. Uh, that's that thing is so terrible. Like, why would you make your parents feel guilty like that? That's so sick. Like even for jokes, that's so sick. And like I can't even imagine how his parents are feeling. Like they would they would have been feeling so disgusted at what the guy did. And there were people who cheered that and said, "Oh, same. I would do the same." Like, dude, that's that's terrible. Um, um, all I can think is, I bet his parents were thinking, his parents must be wishing to he wasn't born. Because what's the use of a child, like he if he pulls out such a stunt? You should like look around positivity. There are a lot of positive things, and uh, one of the most contributing factor for negativity is news. Like I haven't watched news for like 2 years now, and I have never been more happy. Like uh, if you don't read in news, and you don't like, if you don't read news, you would be like so much more happy. And like a lot of people say that I want to be informed, stay informed, and I want to know what's going on all around the world, and more excuses like that for watching news. um, Totally personal opinion, I don't think you should watch news, because like up to a certain extent it's all propaganda. Up to a certain extent, of course, like news channel make the news uh, like kinda depressive in itself, and like you can watch same news on two different channels, and they would show you different angles of that, like totally different. So don't watch news, because no news is good news. There are things you need to be informed, about, but you need to be informed of. There are things you need to be informed about, but you like people, you would get that news that are really important would reach to you, and that's for sure. They would reach you through people, but because it's reaching you through other people, that news would be filtered, and like they, it may be opinionated too, but at least it, you would know that it's kind of important. Because I don't think you should, you need to know about anything that isn't affecting you directly. If that thing doesn't really affect you directly, you should not pay attention to it. Like what's more important to you, your mental health or anything that doesn't affect you? In the end, it's all mental health. Yeah. So I was recently reading about perceived risk and actual risk. So perceived risk basically means like in perceived risk, the perceived risk is something like perceived risk estimates, underestimates risk before the crisis and overestimates it after a crisis. So I noticed an really interesting analogy here that uh, yeah, before 2020 started, and when it was all good, people were really excited about 2020. They were like, damn, this is going to be my year. They were so happy. So underestimating the risk. And after 2020 happened, a lot of bad stuff happened. And now people are like, oh, like I see a lot of posts about this, that 2020 was just the start. Now it's going to be much more worse. And that's your perceived this. Before the crisis, everyone was like, this is going to be good, underestimating the risk. And after the crisis, that is 2020, everyone is overestimating the risk, that next few years are going to be bad. Well, I'm not I'm not a fortune teller or something, so I can't really tell him if they would be good or not. But I would really make sure that they turn out good for me. Like uh, I like I would really make sure that they turn out good for me. I would do all I can get, all I can do to improve myself. I would really make sure and it's a really good year for me. I would try my best, and I want you to try your best that 2021 becomes a really good year for you. Because you can't really stay negative, and negative outlook is not really helpful in life. Like you become short sighted, and you don't look for like you don't look at long term goals. And I hope you would be more positive from now on, or at least you would try to. Because you should always be positive. Be thankful for the life you have, and mm, show gratitude for the things you have. Like practicing gratitude is a really good thing. And I too learned it recently, and it's a really good habit. It actually makes you feel how blessed you are. So I would I would really appreciate it if you would guys would try it. And I think you should really try it, practicing gratitude. And like try to stay positive. What I want you guys to do is like go like have a retrospection and note down all the good things that happened with you, like any good change that happened with you this year. Any good thing, like maybe getting into college you wanted to, or maybe mm, like maybe you quit a bad habit. That's a good change. Like you just look at all the positive things that happened with you this year and make a list, like that would actually help you in seeing how this year was not really that bad. I hope you would do it. And so I guess that's it for today. See you in next episode. Well, not technically see you, but you get the gist, right? So uh, bye.